Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Greg Sloop, and it's time for Live at 5 on this Wednesday, June 26th, 2024. Hope you are having an absolutely astounding day. It's a big, sunny, hot day here in Kannapolis. We are continuing our look at well-known stories and passages from the Old Testament. We're up to Genesis chapter 42, beginning with verse 25. And this is the story of the brothers returned to Canaan. They've been in Egypt. They have been before Joseph asking for grain for their family. And now they are heading back to Canaan with that grain. Interesting story. There's a lot of intrigue here. There's actually an observation I've made. I think Joseph enjoys this process a little too much. I think Joseph is really liking the fact that he's able to hide his identity and he's able to make them sweat a little bit. Maybe that's just part of his nature as the deceiver. But anyway, it is good for him to be in a place where he can take care of his family, even if he does seem to enjoy it just a little bit much. Okay, here we go with 42:25, the book of Genesis. Then Joseph gave a command to fill their sacks with grain, to restore every man's money to his sack, and to give them provisions for the journey. He really took care of them well. Thus he did for them. So they loaded their donkeys with the grain and departed from there. But as one of them opened his sack to give his donkey feed at the encampment, he saw his money, and there it was in the mouth of his sack. So he said to his brothers, "My money has been restored, and there it is in my sack." Their hearts then failed them or sank, and they were afraid, saying to one another, "What is this that God has done to us?" Then they went to Jacob, their father, in the land of Canaan. Can you imagine? You've just been scolded. You've just been called spies by the second in command in all of Egypt. Happens to be your brother, but you don't know that. He's just called you spies. He's scolded you. He's told you got to bring the younger brother back with you. And now they find their money in the mouth of their sacks, and they're thinking, what is this? We gave the money to them. How did it get back in our sacks? They're going to think we stole it. Verse 29, then they went to Jacob their father in the land of Canaan and told him all that had happened to them, saying, the man who is Lord of the land spoke roughly or harshly to us and took us for spies of the country. But we said to him, we are honest men, we are not spies. We are 12 brothers, sons of our father. One is no more, and the youngest is with our father this day in the land of Canaan. Then the man, the Lord of the country, said to us, by this I will know that you are honest men. Leave one of your brothers here with me, take food for the famine of your households, and be gone, and bring your youngest brother to me, so I shall know that you are not spies, but that you are honest men. I will grant your brother to you, and you may trade in the land. So he kept, I believe it was Simeon, is what we said yesterday. Simeon, I believe, was left with him, and then they all went back to their father Jacob, Israel, and they were able to tell him what happened to them, and that they needed to take their little brother Benjamin back to Egypt. Verse 35. Then it happened as they emptied their sacks that surprisingly each man's bundle of money was in his sack. And when they and their father saw the bundles of money, they were afraid. And Jacob, their father, said to him, you have bereaved me. Joseph is no more. Simeon is no more. And you want to take Benjamin. All these things are against me. And then Reuben spoke to his father, saying, kill my two sons if I do not bring him back to you. Put him in my hands, and I will bring him back to you. Reuben was the firstborn. He was the oldest. He felt a responsibility for the family, felt a responsibility for his father, felt a responsibility to the baby brother, Benjamin. But he said, verse 38, my son shall not go down with you, for his brother is dead, and he is left alone. If any calamity should befall him along the way in which you go, then you would bring down my gray hair with sorrow to the grave. Wow. What a story. What a highly, deeply emotional story this is. We'll continue the story tomorrow. But what we need to understand and remember from this story is this. Your actions will have consequences. What you sow, you will reap. Joseph, like I said, I feel like he's having a little bit too much fun. But at the same time, He's trying to help get his brother to him. He's trying to make sure his little brother is okay. He's trying to make sure that their father is okay. He's trying to make sure that they are reunited completely at some point in time. Maybe he had good intentions, but he's having a little fun along the way. The bottom line is when you treat people badly, sometimes it'll come back to you in ways that you don't expect. Be sure you treat people well. Don't treat people badly. It can come back to you in a way you don't want it to. And that's basically the word for today. Good to see Richard Britt. I'm glad you're on with us today, my friend. Sharon Noblet, Kathleen Powlis, Jean Goodman. I know there are others on that I don't see their names right now, but I thank you and I appreciate it so much. You're being with us on live at 5 today. It is our honor to bring this every day, Sunday through Friday. We do take Saturdays off as a Sabbath rest, but we're glad to see you the other 6 days of the week. And I thank you for being on with us. Hey, Vicki Adkins, good to see you as well. Spend some time with God every day in the Word of God and prayer. It'll help you to understand the plan of God. It'll help you to know how to live and to act, and it'll be the best thing you do all day. Please know we love you. We're praying for you, and I look forward to seeing